Hello and welcome to another Fountain video. My name is Chris Reeve. I'm the social media manager here at Fountain Partnership. I'm delighted today to be joined by David Cooper, aka Deco, and of course our in-house marketing manager here at Fountain. Today, myself and Deco are going to be having a chat, hopefully a value-adding, informative one, about the importance of moral standards in marketing. So first of all, Deco, I'd like to kick off with this question. Why is this actually important? Why should we be paying attention to morality in marketing?
Well, there's a very big problem here that has kind of gone unchecked for decades, and it's only escalating. This is going to affect the effectiveness of everyone's marketing ads in every sector, hence their profitability and their sales generation. The problem I'm speaking of is veracity, which people will probably know more by the name of trustworthiness. So for the last decade, Ipsos Mori has been running a veracity index measuring how trustworthy different professions are, or at least are perceived by the public. And slowly marketing has been sliding down that list. And for several years, we've been second to bottom, thanks to politicians keeping us from that last place. But as of last October 2020, marketing officially slips into the last position with only 13% of people trusting advertisers. You can see from here is the index itself, and you can see advertising right there at the bottom. So the kind of importance of this for everyone watching it is very much worth listening to, because it could well mean less profit for yourselves. So if people trust advertising less and less, then this could lead to ads being ignored more and more, and so the revenue they generate falls. It's really, really quite harrowing to see here that even just a random person on the street is 44% more trusted than a marketer. But not only that, but books like Reinventing Organizations suggest that society is heading in the direction of ethics dictating business over profitability. So people putting ethics before their salaries, before revenue, and looking at what they're buying, things like that. And it works both ways, both for what companies they work for, but also what companies they buy from. So morality is already playing a bigger part in how businesses are run and what consumers are actually looking for.
That's really fascinating, and I love those graphs there, Deco. Thanks for bringing those up on screen. Something that I'm interested in, actually, which is a bit personal to you, Deco, and I've seen you do some brilliant LinkedIn posts about this on your personal account. I'd recommend any marketer to go and connect with Deco to find out what he's saying and what he's up to. But one of the things we speak a lot about is morality in marketing. But how did you first become inspired and aware of it and interested in this topic, Deco?
Well, on a personal level, it's actually what has kind of kept me in the industry. So I used to manage a marketing department in-house, and I dealt with countless agencies that made empty promises that they couldn't fulfill, accidentally deleting whole campaigns, and even lying to my face. So I really kind of took the worst of it, really. Exactly. So on one occasion, they even made a mistake and tried to blame me for it, which I just thought was ridiculous. So they obviously got the boot soon after. But I realized that to change this industry, it was better done from the inside. And the biggest change I could have and the biggest impact I could have was by staying within marketing. And Fountain's mission statement aligned perfectly with that. So I joined Fountain, have been able to publicize moral marketing since. But where a lot of other people may have found interest in this area is through two recent and award-winning, highly acclaimed documentaries on Netflix, The Great Hack and The Social Dilemma. Here they both are.
Brilliant watches, by the way, Deco. So I hate to interrupt you, but I just wanted to say they are very, very much well worth watching for anyone that's watching this right now.
Absolutely, yeah. So for those that haven't seen these documentaries, The Great Hackers observes the Facebook Cambridge Analytica data scandal and how they used this data quite unethically to manipulate political voting, both in the UK and in the US. And The Social Dilemma is a 2020 docudrama that kind of looks at the abuse of social media for manipulation purposes. Both are phenomenal watches, but they do spread an overly scaremongering tone, hyping up how much data on individuals that is actually revealed to marketers at companies using ad platforms. Not only that, but they focus entirely on the few rotten apples in the industry that has just as many individuals as myself and Fountain supporting positive and ethically sound marketing strategies. So whilst these rotten apples, like Cambridge Analytica, need to be pointed out and removed from the bunch, we also need to recognise that this isn't everyone. And the rest of us are trying to have a positive impact on consumers and companies alike.
No, that's fantastic, Deacon. It's good to know why you're so passionate about it. But just for the people that aren't really in this world yet, what do you mean or define as moral marketing?
Well, what I mean is marketing with moral integrity. So doing what's right by both your company and the customer. So the first part of this is marketing a relevant solution to a relevant problem and making sure that the audience is relevant for that as well. You don't want to be targeting ads that aren't really going to benefit anyone. Anyone outside of that is just going to get annoyed by your ads. Or if they do end up buying a product and it doesn't fit their needs, they're going to write scathing reviews. Yeah. So it's not going to benefit you to do that. For example, if you're selling a CRM management solution software, you don't want to be targeting an audience interested in plumbing fixtures. I've been looking at plumbing fixtures recently. But you probably do want to be targeting an audience interested in business services. I believe it's this overuse of bad targeting that has turned the public off marketers, leading to us being the least trusted profession, as the public is just getting irrelevant products interrupting their social feeds. And the second part to this is making sure that you're following guidelines and laws as well. If you have audience data, make sure it's been acquired legally and with consent. If your product offers benefit A, don't lie in your advertising and say it offers benefit B as well. That's a clear breach of guidelines. And when you can get both of these 2 points right, then you're marketing with moral standards. You're balancing your own company's requirements with those of your customers or clients. And more than that, you're actually improving your own marketing material relevance to the audience, making it more likely to generate leads, sales, and return on investment because it has a higher conversion rate.
How do people go about implementing moral marketing standards into their actual digital strategy that actually exists, Deco? How do they go about that? What's the blueprint to success here?
Well, I've sort of identified the main aspects already. So targeting a relevant audience, being accurate about the product in your ads, and using data correctly. So these are probably the best starting points for everyone to look at. But the one action that underpins all of this, and if acted on, will kind of lead to all of these things falling into place, is transparency. And I've had the luxury of being able to look at this as a marketing manager in-house, as well as within an agency. And it really is the one sort of catalyst that stands out for everything. It's the one thing I really do believe that ends up with not just moral marketing itself, but better results and better performance. When I was in-house, the agencies that weren't transparent with me, they would be out of the door as quickly as they came in. it always, they would make a mistake, they'd cover it up, then the same mistake would be made over and over again. The amount of time and money that would be wasted on these ineffectual campaigns was ridiculous. So everyone lost out. Our customers didn't get the service they deserve. We didn't get the sales, and they lost us as a client. However, if you can accurately track your campaigns, if you can report well and be transparent about what you're doing and what is working, flag when things aren't working as well, and just being honest about that, holding your hands up, everyone benefits. The audience get better products marketed to them, and companies get more profit.
I think you started to touch upon it there, Deco, actually, because you've highlighted some of these areas. But are there any trends that in this field that we need to stop?
Well, yes, definitely. And actually, there's two that I think are most prominent, and they sit on either side of the fence. They may seem a little contradictory, but here we go. So the few marketers that are abusing individual data for self-gain need to stop. Cookie changes to Google Chrome, like other browsers, stop this to an extent. But then on top of this, it's the underhand tactics of inaccurate messaging, fake news, poor targeting that people really need to get a grip with. Twitter's done certain things as well, like banning political ads, if I'm not mistaken. And whilst this is a step in the right direction, it's the marketers using these platforms that need to kind of keep themselves in check. And as I said, even poorly targeted ads, whilst not necessarily malicious, do lead to all ads being less trusted and worse performance. So that may not necessarily be an improvement of moral behavior, but at least an improvement of skill. And the other side of this, the point sits on the other side of the fence, is the media portrayal. So, it's always fun to hype things up, and they are, both The Great Hack and The Social Dilemma are really entertaining watches and really interesting watches. But portraying the whole industry like that is not true. Fountain definitely aren't. We're the exact opposite. We promote values-based marketing, and I know others have similar messages. These inaccurate and overhyped portrayals of what marketers are doing is damaging customer relations with ads, which were supposed to be designed to make things more relevant to users on the internet and make them aware of products that could be useful to them. They may not get awareness of any other way. And I think a nice point to finish on is that's actually what cookies were originally created for, and what decent marketers still use them for, offering relevant products to relevant audiences to solve their problems.
Deco, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and insights today. And my take on it is, as per your graph at the start of the conversation, commercially it actually pays to have moral standards in your marketing. So stop wasting time and start implementing them today. And if you've got any questions about how to implement moral standards with you in your marketing, of course, you're welcome to tweet Deco. His Twitter handle is just there. Alternatively, you can actually just drop us an email with contact@fountainpartnership.co.uk. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, drop a comment down below, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.